Hello everybody. So now I'm going to start new chapter. You know the name of the chapter? Classification of animals. Yes. So this is the third chapter of biology. Okay. So what is the name of the chapter? Classification of animals. As you know that there are thousands and thousands of different kinds of animals found on earth, and these animals live in water. These animals live in different environment, different places, and they all vary from shape to shape and from size to size, and their sizes range from the tiny ant to giant sized elephants, whales and sharks. Clear? So you can compare the size of ant. It is very small, and you can see the size of you can imagine the size of the elephants, whales and sharks. They are what? Giant size. Clear? So although different animals have unique features, yet they show some common features as well. For example, animals cannot prepare their own food by themselves. So what they do for food, they depend either on plants or other animals for nutrition. And that is why they are called as what? Heterotrophic organisms, or we can say that they are heterotrophic in nature. Clear? Now, most animals move from one place to another mainly for what? Mainly in search of food and shelter. And such movement is called as what? Locomotion. Clear? So what is locomotion? When animals change their places in search of food or shelter, then it is called as a locomotion. Clear? Now, depending on the presence or absence of a backbone, animals broadly classified into two categories. Which are the two categories? Invertebrates and vertebrates. So invertebrates means what? Animals without backbone. So if the question is give one word, animals without backbone, so you will write what? Invertebrates. Clear? Means these animals, that means the animals that do not have backbone, they are called as what? Invertebrates. And based on their different characteristics, the invertebrates are further divided into 8 groups, or we can say phylum. Clear? So plural word is what? Plural word is phylum, and the singular word is phyla. Okay, so first one that I'm going to discuss is the pore-bearing animals. Pore-bearing animals, give one word. Pore-bearing animals. One word you will write for that? Porifera. So porifera mostly live in sea and very few occur in fresh water. Okay. Now next important characteristics of phylum Porifera is what? Phylum Porifera is that it is fixed to some object or to the bottom of the pond or ocean. Clear? So when we talk about only Porifera, means we are talking about the phylum Porifera. Okay, and plural word is what? Phyla. So another important feature of this phylum Porifera is that fixed to some object or to the bottom of the pond or ocean. Another one is Porifera means pore-bearing animals, means what? The body is porous. This is very important characteristics of the Porifera. So if it is asked give one important characteristics of Porifera, then you will say that the body is porous. Means bear many tiny pores to draw water into the body cavity and one large pore to pass it out. So once again, what is the important one more? If the question is give one more important characteristics of phylum Porifera, then what will you say? You will say that the body is porous. Clear? And if the question is why the body is porous, what is the purpose behind it? So the purpose behind it to draw water into the body cavity and one large pore to pass it out. and the example is what? A sponge. Okay, now next is Cnidaria, or we can say Coelenterata. Clear? So how you can describe this Cnidaria or Coelenterata? Hollow sac-like animals. Means if one word you have to write, then hollow sac-like animals. Which word you will write? Cnidaria or Coelenterata. Clear? Important characteristics. So first, it is aquatic animals. Okay. Second, sac-like body with only one opening. That is, what is that name of that opening? Mouth. And third, mouth surrounded by finger-like projections called as what? Tentacles, for catching food and swimming. So what is the purpose? What is the function of the tentacles? So the first function you will write, for it is helpful for catching food, and second one, that it also helps in swimming. Okay, so you can see the picture of hydra and sea anemone. So this is the picture of what? Hydra, and this one is the picture of a sea anemone, and these two are very common example of what? Coelentrates. Other examples are also there, like jellyfish. Clear? Jellyfish is also very common. Now another important characteristics of this Coelenterata is that the body is radially symmetrical. That is, the body can be divided into two identical halves along any plane. Clear? So what are the examples of this Coelenterata? Jellyfish, hydra and sea anemone. Okay, now next phylum is Platyhelminthes. They are also called as what? Flatworms. So name is flatworms, means what? The body is thin and flattened. Platyhelminthes means flatworms, and the body is thin and flattened. Mostly they are what? Mostly live as parasites in the bodies of other animals. So they are mostly parasites, and the body in which they live, that body is called as what? Host. Okay, and the examples are, common examples are tapeworm and lickworm. Clear? Sorry, tapeworm and liver fluke. They are the common examples. The common examples of Platyhelminthes, what? Yes, tapeworm and liver fluke. Clear? So this is the diagram of the tapeworm, and this is the diagram of what? Liver fluke. Clear? You can see the body. It's very clear from the picture that the body is what? The body is very thin and flattened. Okay, tapeworm. It is very interesting fact about the tapeworm. I am going to explain you that the tapeworm occurs in the human intestine. Yes, human intestine, and may gain a length of about, do you know how much? 6 meters. It looks like a long ribbon with a small head-like part at the front. It absorbs the already digested food from the human intestine. So this is about the what? This is about the flatworms. Basically this is about the tapeworm. Okay, now next is nematoda. Nematoda also called as what? Roundworms. So in nematoda, the body is rounded and unsegmented. Unsegmented means what? Segments are absent. Okay, except for a few. Most of them are minute organisms. Minute organisms means very, very small organisms. Okay, mostly live as parasites in the body of animals, including humans. And the common examples of the nematoda are what? The roundworm in humans, that is called the Ascaris. And it lives where? It lives in the small intestine of humans, and commonly in children who eat with unwashed hands or eat unwashed fruits and vegetables. And that is why your parents must have developed this habit to wash your hands before eating. And whenever you eat fruits and vegetables, what you should do? You should wash it properly. Okay, so here you can see the picture of this roundworm. Okay, so this is the picture of roundworm that is present in the human intestine. And what is the name of this roundworm? Ascaris. Clear? You can see the mouth Here this part is what? Mouth. And this one is the lateral line. It's very clear, this lateral line is here. This diagram is of male and this diagram is of female. Okay. Now next I'm going to discuss is about the annelida. Annelida, segmented worm. Segmented worms means what? Means the segments are present. You can see in the picture also, it is very clear that the segments are present. Lines are like this, like this. You can see many lines are here. Here also you can see many lines are present. Clear? So these lines are actually what? Segments. It divides the body into different parts, but those parts are on the lines which divide the body, that is called the segments. Okay, so body composed of rings or segments. They have a soft moist body wall through which they breathe, and they have special organs for excretion. So what is the name of that special organ? Nephridia. So this is very important question, that Nephridia is present in which phylum, and your answer will be what? Annelida. And another question you get like this: name the special organs for excretion present in Annelida. So what is that? Nephridia. Now common examples of Nephridia, what? Earthworm and leech. So this is the example of earthworm and this is the example of what? Leech. Okay. Now next is arthropoda. Arthropoda means what? Animals with jointed legs. So if the question is give one word animals with jointed legs, your answer will be what? Arthropoda. So in this, the body is divided into three regions: head, thorax and abdomen. In most cases, the body is covered by a tough covering of chitin. Body has what? Jointed legs. Clear? And arthropoda further divided into four classes. Clear? Arthropoda further divided into four classes. So the first is what? Crustacea. Head, thorax are fused in crustacea. Clear? This is the special characteristics of the crustacea, that in the crustacea head and thorax are fused and they have many jointed legs. Mainly live where? In water. And what is the example of crustacea? Crab, shrimps, lobster, prawn. They are the examples of what? Crustacea. Another class is Myriapoda. In Myriapoda, the body is divided into many segments and one or two pairs of legs on each segment present. Examples of Myriapoda, very common, especially in rainy season: Centipede and Millipede. Okay, I'll show you the diagram also. In the next slide, I'll show you the diagram. Insecta. The third class that I'm going to discuss about the arthropoda is Insecta. In this, the body is divided into three regions: head, thorax and abdomen, and have three pairs of jointed legs. This is the special features of Insecta, that they have three pairs of jointed legs. Head bears a pair of antennae or feelers and mouth parts. And the common examples of Insecta are ant, housefly and butterfly. Clear? Next is the Archanida. Archanida, what is the special feature? Head and thorax fused and have four pairs of jointed legs. In Insecta, how many pairs of jointed legs? Three pairs of jointed legs. Whereas in Archanida, how many pairs of jointed legs? Four pairs of jointed legs. You must have seen the spider. Have you ever counted the legs of the spider? You will find 8 legs are there. 8 legs are there means what? How many pairs? 4 pairs. Okay. And they have no antenna. Common example of Archanida is a spider, ticks and a scorpion. Okay. Now this is the slide in which I'll show you different arthropods. So this one is what? This one is a prawn. Clear? This one is what? Prawn. And prawn belongs to which class? Crustacea. And in crustacea, what is the special feature? That head and thorax are fused and they have many jointed legs. Clear? This is the diagram of what? This is the figure of a centipede. And centipede belongs to which class? Centipede belongs to Myriapoda. And what is the special feature of Myriapoda? In Myriapoda, the body is divided into many segments. You can see many segments are present here. Rings like many segments are present here. Many segments are present here. Okay, and one or two pairs of legs on each segment. You can see one or two pairs of legs on each segment. And this is what? This is the butterfly. Clear? So butterfly belongs to which class? Insecta. Yes, very good. What is a special feature of class Insecta? In this, the body is divided into three regions: head, thorax and abdomen, and have three pairs of jointed legs. Clear? So in all Insecta, how many pairs of jointed legs present? Three pairs. And head bears a pair of antennae or feelers and mouth parts. Now this is the spider. Yes, you are very familiar with this organism. You are very familiar with this butterfly also, centipede also, and prawn also. So spider also, you are well familiar with this organism. And how many legs are present there? 8 legs are present there. So they belongs to which class? Arachnida. In this, the head and thorax are what? Fused and have 4 pairs of jointed legs, and they have no antenna. Okay. Now next phylum that I am going to discuss is mollusca. So soft bodied shelled animals. Give one word. What answer you will write here? Mollusca. So soft bodied shelled animals, one word is mollusca. So soft body which is not segmented, means segments are not present. As the segments are present in Annelida, segments are present in what? Arthropoda also, but it is not present in mollusca. And the body, what is the very special features of this mollusca? That the body is enclosed in a hard shell. Clear? And that shell provide the protection. The main purpose of this hard shell is to provide protection when the situation is not favorable, when the environmental condition becomes what? Unfavorable. Okay, and they move with the help of a muscular foot. So muscular foot is present in which phylum? Your answer will be what? Mollusca. Clear? Now what are the examples, common examples of mollusca? Snail, slug, pearl, oyster and octopus. So snail, slug, pearl, oyster, octopus, they are what? These are the common examples of mollusca. And you can see the picture of octopus. Octopus has, do you know how many legs? 8 legs. Yes. Clear? And they use it for their protection also. Okay. So 8 legs, it doesn't mean that they belong to Arachnida, they belong to mollusca, because their body is very soft and the whole body is, enclosed in a hard shell. Okay. Now next that I am going to discuss is the Echinodermata. Echinodermata, like if the question is spiny skinned animals, give one word, then your answer will be what? Echinodermata. So in this, the body is rough and spiny, and they are mainly what? Marine. They are not fresh. Very less organisms, means the number of organisms that are fresh water are few, but mainly they are marine. And they move with the help of tube feet. So tube feet is present. This is also very important question, and it's very common also, that tube feet is present in which phylum? And your answer will be what? Echinodermata. Or you can say that in Echinodermata, dash helps in the movement. Your answer will be what? Tube feet. Okay. What is the symmetrical? Which type of symmetry is present in the body? So it is what? Radially symmetrical. Radially symmetrical means what? Means you can divide the body into 2 equal parts through any lines. Clear? Means like this also, if you divide, you can divide the body into 2 equal parts. Like this also, if you divide, you can divide the body. So like this here also, many ways are there. Many lines when you draw, you can divide the body equally into 2 equal parts. Like when we talk about our body, then our body is what? Bilateral symmetrical. Means we can divide our body right and left like this only. Right part and the left part. But in the Echinodermata, through any line you can divide the body. But what is the main thing? That lines should pass through the center of the body. Clear? This part is what? This part is center. This part is what? This part is center. Clear? So this type of symmetry is called as radially symmetrical body. And what are the common examples of Echinodermata? Starfish, sea urchin. So this is the example of what? A starfish, and this is the example of sea urchin. Many times you must have drawn this starfish in the water copy. Yes, it is very common and it is very interesting to draw also. Okay, so these are the common phylum that I have discussed, and that is very important of what? Invertebrates. So invertebrates I have discussed today. 8 phylum altogether I have discussed, and in next video I'll discuss about the vertebrates. Okay, till then, have a nice day. Thank you very much.